virtually everyone will agree that 2012 is the next year of solar climax.
The coming solar maximum in 2012 is not the only cause for concern. Scientists have noticed a weakening of the Earth's magnetic field and a shifting of the poles, some even suggesting that the North and South poles could literally reverse places with each other.
I think viewers have probably read about the changing in the magnetic poles of the Earth, the magnetic reversal. It overturns very slowly, may take a few hundreds of years to make a complete overturn. And it's probably the case that we're in an overturn now, a beginning of an overturn, because the position of the magnetic pole has migrated some few hundred miles in the last few decades. So it is beginning to overturn. Now the real question is, what is the effect of the overturn of the magnetic field on Earth phenomena? There could be a reduction in the shielding effect. This could have some consequence. I don't think it's known whether the consequence will be calamitous, disastrous, but probably some meteorological change will take place.
This planet has at its heart a ball of molten iron with enormous mass and weight, which is also spinning inside the Earth itself. Is it possible that there's some interruption in this spin, perhaps to do with magnetism, perhaps to do with solar magnetism, which literally capsizes the Earth? I wouldn't rule it out entirely, and there's much that's come down to us from the past that suggests that.
Lots has been said about a potential pole shift. It seems clear that the poles are beginning to move at rates that have not ever been measured before. Whether or not this is the beginning of an actual pole shift or more, how long this all will take, I don't think anybody can say.
We all know, of course, that there's Earth changes taking place, polar caps melting, and what most people don't realize is this is a solar system-wide phenomena. The polar caps on Mars are melting. The outer planets are more luminescent, meaning they're heating up. So something is definitely happening.
Chief scientist of the IRAS satellite actually announced having found this planet December 30th, 1983. It was picked up by 6 dailies. It made the Washington Post. It's one of those daily newspapers that picked it up. Very quickly thereafter, they wanted to make sure people understood that it was a mistake.
Some geologists now believe that at least 3 separate geographical pole shifts have occurred throughout the last 10,000 years. However, if the effects of a cataclysmic event, such as those described in ancient records, are indeed contributing to the shifting of Earth, then another question arises, another missing piece to the puzzle. If the gaps in ancient technology and knowledge were a testament to ancient achievement, then remnants of such a vast civilization would exist, remnants that would exceed far beyond the ruins we've already discovered.
But remnants are there. It's been hiding right under our noses. Off the coast of Cuba, India, Australia, Japan, nearly every continent, we're finding massive cities built by previous civilizations, which we have no record of whatsoever. Some of these cities are up to 2,000 feet under the ocean surface and mostly intact, as if they just sank into the ocean. Not the city themselves, but the entire landmass that the city was on just slowly sank into the ocean. Only now, in the last 20 years, in the later half of the 20th century and the first half of the 21st century, have we developed the technology to even discover these cities. And more are being discovered every year.
Ancient underwater cities are not the only clues hiding in plain sight. As more pieces to the puzzle are revisited, they now seem to fall right into place. Since a geographical pole shift would most likely result in a permanent change in the axis of the Earth, the effects would also have immediate implications on global climate, causing new weather patterns and regional temperature changes. Places that were once desert might now be plush, or areas that were once abundant with vegetation and life may become a frozen wasteland. Areas like Antarctica.
Recently, scientists have discovered huge petrified forests underneath the ice in Antarctica. These trees have grown as high as 80 feet and have leaves, which is indicative of warm climate trees. This, without a doubt, shows us that this region was once very warm and swarming with life.
You know what the word contempt means? It means that in the sight of God, He will find you absolutely vile, absolutely loathsome to behold. I know 2 Thessalonians talks about destruction, eternal destruction, away from or apart from His presence. Christ would say in the Gospels, "Depart from me." And there is a departing from all of God's goodness. Some of you may say right now, I don't mind that. I don't mind living apart from God. In fact, God makes me uncomfortable. I don't like the demands on my life. I don't like this thing about repentance.
But the man's body is left here, but his soul's burning in hell. The first thing he's going to feel is that burning sensation all over his body. But then there's going to be an extreme fear of falling. Because the Bible describes hell as a bottomless pit. And so he's falling. And you can imagine somebody just free falling. And they're trying to grab hold of something. They don't know if they're going to hit the ground. They don't know what's happening. Feel like they're going to fall and hurt themselves or hit themselves. They're burning in place. They're trying to grasp for something. And it's just a continual falling. I can't even imagine what that would be like to just be falling forever. But engulfed in flames.